Lily hummed softly, her fingers tracing patterns on Liam's arm. The setting sun painted the sky in hues of orange and pink, a perfect backdrop for their evening picnic. Laughter came easily, their happiness as tangible as the warm breeze. Liam caught her hand, his eyes reflecting the love he felt. "You make me happier than I ever thought possible," he whispered. Lily believed him. Their life together was a shared dream, filled with love, laughter, and the promise of forever. They had met a year ago, a chance encounter at a bookstore blossoming into a whirlwind romance. Liam was everything Lily had ever wanted, kind, funny, and supportive. She felt truly seen, truly known. For the first time in her life, she dared to believe in happily ever after. Little did she know, a storm was brewing, threatening to tear their perfect world apart. The shrill ring of the phone sliced through the serenity of their evening. Liam's smile faltered as he glanced at the unfamiliar number. "Excuse me, sweetheart," he mumbled, his voice strained. He walked a few paces away, his back stiff with tension. Lily watched him, a knot of unease forming in her stomach. His usual carefree demeanor had vanished, replaced by a look she couldn't decipher. Fear, panic, minutes stretched into an eternity. When Liam finally returned, his face was ashen. He looked at her, his eyes filled with a strange mixture of guilt and despair. "Lily," he began, his voice a choked whisper, "there's something I need to tell you." The words tumbled out of Liam, each one a blow to Lily's heart. A secret life, hidden for years, a betrayal so deep, so unexpected it threatened to swallow her whole. The life they had built, the love they shared, suddenly felt like a cruel illusion. Lily's world spun. She stumbled back, her hand instinctively reaching for the picnic blanket as if it could anchor her to reality. "No," she breathed, the word a strangled gasp. "It can't be true," but Liam's silence spoke volumes. His shame was a tangible thing, filling the space between them with a suffocating weight. The truth, however impossible, was etched on his face, in the way his gaze faltered under her disbelieving stare. The days that followed were a blur of pain and confusion. The life Lily thought she knew had vanished, leaving behind a gaping wound. She oscillated between numbness and bouts of uncontrollable weeping. How could she have been so wrong about Liam, about everything? Liam, racked with guilt and remorse, tried to reach out. He wrote letters, pleading for forgiveness, for a chance to explain, but his words felt hollow, meaningless against the enormity of his deception. Lily couldn't bear to see him, to hear his voice. Each encounter reopened the wound, fresh and raw. She needed time, space to process the wreckage of their love. The weight of Liam's secret pressed down on Lily, suffocating her. She felt like a ghost, moving through life in a daze. Her friends and family rallied around her, offering comfort and support, but their words felt distant, muffled by her own pain. Sleep offered no escape, her nights haunted by images of the life she thought she had, and the agonizing reality of the betrayal. The future they had planned, the dreams they had shared, now lay in ruins. Every shared song, every inside joke was now tainted with the bitter aftertaste of his lie. The man she had loved, the man she thought she knew, had vanished, leaving behind a stranger in his place. Section 6. Walls and Whispers. Liam became a ghost, haunting the edges of Lily's life. She heard whispers, saw his reflection in the faces of strangers. The reminders of their love, once cherished, now felt like cruel taunts. He had broken her in ways she hadn't thought possible. The foundation of trust, once unyielding, had crumbled, leaving behind a chasm of doubt and suspicion. Lily retreated inward, building walls around her heart, shielding herself from further pain. She couldn't bear the thought of being vulnerable again, of risking that kind of hurt. Section 7. A Glimmer in the Darkness. As weeks turned into months, the raw edges of Lily's pain began to soften, replaced by a dull ache. She threw herself into her work, finding solace in the familiar rhythm of her days. One evening, while sorting through old belongings, she stumbled upon a box filled with mementos from their relationship. Concert tickets, handwritten notes, a worn copy of their favorite book. Tears welled up, but this time, they weren't just tears of sadness. As she traced the lines of Liam's familiar handwriting, a flicker of warmth spread through her. She remembered their laughter, their shared dreams, the genuine love that had blossomed between them. Was it all a lie? Section 8. The Long Road Back. Lily realized that while Liam's secret had shattered their relationship, it hadn't erased the love they had shared. The path to forgiveness, she knew, would be long and arduous, but for the first time, she felt a glimmer of hope. She started small, allowing herself to remember the good times, the moments of joy and connection. She reached out to a therapist, seeking guidance on navigating the complex emotions swirling within her. Healing, she discovered, wasn't about forgetting or condoning Liam's actions. It was about acknowledging the pain, honoring her own journey, and finding a way to move forward with grace and strength. Section 9. A Love Transformed. Lily and Liam's story didn't end with a fairy tale ending. The damage had been done, the trust irrevocably broken, but in the ashes of their shattered dreams, something new began to take root. They chose forgiveness, not for each other, but for themselves. They chose to learn from the pain, to emerge from the wreckage stronger and wiser. The love they had shared, once blinding in its intensity, transformed into something quieter, more profound. It was a love rooted in understanding, acceptance, and the bittersweet acknowledgement that sometimes, even the deepest love stories don't unfold as planned.